Hello YouTube friends, Ben Ochart here, and Christmas came a little early. I got a nice package today from Don Chamberlain over at GreatWave Engineering, and I'll post some links to his organization down below. They are the US representative for Biohome, and they work in conjunction with Richard over in the UK, known on YouTube as Pondguru, one of the early big influencers on me when I first started getting into canisters. So they sent me a little something. Let's take a look at it, and it's going to go into the sump. So it seems like Richard Pondguru over in England, Richard Through, has been working for quite a while on something that could work in a drip system or in a pond application. Apparently, GreatWave Engineering is offering koi pond filters and pond solutions. You can see some of the pictures here of the products they have. This is not minor league stuff, as you can see. This is very high-end and not inexpensive solutions for filtering very large ponds using a rain or drip system. So here's some information that was sent to me, and you're seeing this for the first time just like I am, since I just opened this up. And in here I think what we have is some basic product information and really how to get the product going. And there's of course some warnings that if you're replacing established media, you really have to ensure that you don't get rid of all of your beneficial bacteria. In my case, because this is going into a sump where I have a lot of room, I'll probably keep this in there along with the media that I already have, or I'll move the media that's already in there to a different chamber. One of the advantages of a sump and all the extra room that you get from a sump. Let's take a look at what's in here. And they were researching for quite a while for a product they could use in drip systems, and something that they thought would work better than the traditional Biohome product. So let me go ahead and cut this open, and I don't need to cut it open with you waiting around, so let's just take a break and I will cut it open and get right back. This is different from the small sausage-shaped Biohome you normally see. These are more like your Marine Pure Surmedia type. Well, here you go. Certainly not the most modest company, simply the best. Okay, we'll see. We'll see, Don. We'll see, Richard. And they include, which I like, this beneficial bacteria. So when you're, let's say you were to get this and you were just starting off, you didn't have already some established media in there, you would drop these in. I might drop them in anyway. I mean, why not, right? And this is very different from the small cigar-shaped or sausage-shaped logs that you normally see in with Biohome, designed specifically for drip, tight, wet-dry sump applications, and pond-type filters. Tremendous surface area. So let's get this rinsed, and then we'll go ahead and install it in the sump. With most new products going into your aquarium, you want to give them a good rinse, because inevitably you're going to have a lot of dust and things from the factory, from the manufacturing process. So give it a good rinse, get all the dust off of it, anything that might be there from the manufacturing of the product. And it's considerably heavier now that it's wet because of all the absorption that this product has. It is famous for how much it actually absorbs, creating deep pockets where your anaerobic bacteria can thrive, and of course the surface area for the aerobic bacteria. I'm finding that this is nowhere near as dusty as the Biohome products that I've used in the past, the traditional like the Biohome Ultimate. That had a tremendous amount of red dust. There's nothing really running off of this, which tells me that it must go through a different type of process, or perhaps it's a harder media than the Biohome Ultimate. It sent me quite a bit, quite a few kilos. It's interesting to me that it comes in different sizes. Some of the balls are pretty good size, and some of them are actually pretty small. So, interesting how that, so it's not being punched out of just a machine that keeps, look at the size of this one. You're getting quite a variety here. Even in the bag, there isn't really a lot of dust. So, this is definitely being manufactured differently from the Biohome product, which did have a lot of dust. I mean, in the bottom of the sink, there isn't much, very small residual amounts. So this stuff comes in pretty clean and pretty much tank ready. I'm not sure. There's just a little teeny bit of dust down there. Very small amount. Pretty impressed with what came in here. Okay, so we're ready to go. It is far, far heavier now that I've washed it. And again, this is because of the tremendous absorption that these Biohome products have. So I have a lot more weight here because of the amount of water that is now inside of each of these specially formulated balls. This is the Sump, and it's as you can see, it's a rain, wet, dry, trickle type system, and it's made by a company called American. And numerous chambers. In this case, I've got 2 chambers here, and then there's some plumbing that connects an additional section. This was originally intended, I believe, for somebody who was going to put a skimmer here in the middle, but I'm not using a skimmer. So part of the advantage of a Sump, of course, is the ease of being able to move things around. And as you can see, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take this. Just put it there for a few minutes, then empty out this chamber. See, this media I have here, I can just transfer over to this chamber here, which you can't see really too easily. It's not lit. And these blue balls, I might leave those in there. Take some of the sponges out. That sponge looks like it needs to be replaced anyway. Very simple system. Some pinky in the bottom. Pinky floss. So I'm left with this. Just an open bottom and some floating glue balls. I'm going to add the Biohome to that. Alright, so I'm just going to transfer this. So there it is, loaded in the sump. As you can see, it's occupying the bottom. On top of it, we have some pinky floss, and then the blue balls, and then some of that marine land filtering material. So it's filling up the bottom section of the first compartment of the sump. Hopefully, with the addition of this media, I'm going to be able to add more fish, a higher capacity to this tank. If I can get some anaerobic filtration going, I'm going to be able to add that gar and that trout and a couple of the other fish I've been thinking about adding, because I will be able to handle that capacity in this 150, which is being filtered by both the Sump and the SunSun 704B.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a holiday, you can't find the words to say.
Again, a big thank you to Don Chamberlain over at GreatWave Engineering. I'll put a link below. Check out their products, everything from Biohome to pond filtration systems and other products. Check them out. And a big thank you to Richard across the pond, Pondguru, over in the UK. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Don. So there you have it. Share your thoughts below. If you've had experience with Pondguru, with Richard, and with Don, and with the Biohome products, I'd love to hear your comments below. I run Biohome in the 2302 SunSun canisters that I'm running in the aquarium here over my shoulder, the 60-gallon grow out. So I have had a lot of familiarity with their products. This is the first time they've sent me out something specially formulated for this particular application. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to put your comments below, and you rock, my friend.